Hey everybody, I'm Lynn McDaniel.
And I'm Ty McDaniel.
And we are Estate Sale Goddess. We have a fabulous sale coming up, folks, June 21st and 22nd. It is the Professor Robert E. Erickson. And he has a ton of records. He has this fabulous record collection. It's thousands of records of all types. And we just wanted to show you a few things. This is a Chicagoland sale, June 21st, 22nd. If you'd like to see the catalog, please visit estatesalegoddess.com. The name of the sale is Beyond the Lecture Hall. Robert D. Erickson. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Ty McDaniel. Ty, what do we have?
We're going to start off with Dave Brubeck Quartet, Jazz Impressions of Eurasia. Chuck Mangione Quartet, Alive. Jefferson Airplane.
Of Cabbages and Kings, Chad Stewart and Jeremy Clyde.
Satin Chickens, Rhinoceros.
Ram.
This is
Billy Joel?
Paul McCartney and Linda McCartney.
Oh.
You don't have a collection if you don't have some Frank Sinatra in your collection. This is a later, he did it later, September of My Years. Great album.
John Barleycorn Must Die, Traffic. I love Traffic. Yay.
Randall's Island, Rock and Roll City. Again, we have Frank Sinatra, Nice and Easy.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I love Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I am a 70s girl. I love 70s rock.
The Moody Blues, Every Good Boy Deserves Favor.
The Moody Blues, didn't they sing, I'm just a singer in a rock and roll band? I could be wrong, but I'm thinking so.
Duke Ellington.
Indigos.
Nancy Wilson, The Sound of Nancy Wilson. Again, I think Nancy Wilson is a fantabulous vocalist.
Luther Vandross was very taken with Nancy Wilson, and he modeled his style of singing after her.
Fantastic singer. I think, again, this is a must-have in your collection.
Mm-hmm.
Peter, Paul, and Mary, Moving. Again, the Moody Blues.
Love the Moody
Questions
Blues.
of Balance. A Question of Balance. They have the A hiding behind them. Santana, Abraxas.
Abraxas. We have a staff person, and her name is Abraxas. And yes, she was named after the Santana album. Shout out to Abraxas.
This is a great album. Rock and Latin music combined. The album is in good condition or excellent condition, and the vinyl is also. Great addition to anyone's collection. Weird Al Yankovic.
In 3D.
In 3D. I think on this one, this is the 80s, and he was very popular in the 80s. He does a parody on Michael Jackson's Beat It. On here he calls it Eat It. The Beach Boys, Summer Days. Josh White, Spirituals and Blues. Chick Corea, Piano Improvisations, Volume 1.
Look, The Fifth Dimension. That's Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis and the rest of the gang. They made Aquarius, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I think that may have been their breakout hit, or One Less Bell to Answer.
Let the Sunshine In.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's their breakout hit. That's
I think Aquarius is their breakout hit, but I could be wrong. Please chime in the comments.
We have Swiss Jazz, like Hazy Oswald.
Hazy Osterwald.
Burt Bacharach, Reach Out. Burt Bacharach did a lot of work with Dionne Warwick. I think he wrote most of her songs. The New Colony 6, Revelations. The Turtles, self-titled album, Turtles. Living Stereo.
Rhino Chicago Symphony, Pines of Rome, Fountains of Rome.
I think this is a classical album. Living Stereo did fantastic classical albums. The sound on these are great or fantastic. Whatever type of system you have, this record is a fantastic sounding record.
Big hot rod hits, the Beach Boys, Dick Dale, the Superstocks. Vroom, vroom.
From the, those 50s rock and roll songs. Simon and Garfunkel, Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme. Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme.
Remember me.
Art Tatum, Jazz. I think that's a 50s album also. Shut Down.
The Beach Boys.
We have a soundtrack from the movie 2001, A Space Odyssey. There are a lot of soundtracks in this collection.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, actually there are over, how many albums would you say is in this collection? Over 500?
I would say probably over 5,000.
Over 5,000, it's
over
quite
5,000, 78s.
45s?
Not that many 45s, maybe about 145s. So you have 78s, 10-inch and 12-inch, 33, which are the albums. Maybe about 800 of those, and then you have the box sets of classical albums.
Wonderful, wonderful. Do you think that there's any Bach or Beethoven or Handel in this collection?
A lot.
Great, great.
We're gonna get to some of the classical albums.
Okay, wonderful. Let's see what you have.
So we have mountain climbing. I think this is like a rock psychedelic album. This one seemed fun, so I added it to the stack. The Singing Nun. I'm not sure if she's a real nun that sings or if that's
Well, nuns do a lot of things. They do art, macrame, help save the world.
Well, I haven't heard this album, so. But it seems like a fun time.
Porgy and Bess, ladies and gentlemen, George Gershwin.
The original cast album.
Wonderful. We liquidated an estate of Etta Moten Barnett, and she sang, she performed on the album Porgy and Bess.
So up next we have the Supremes. I Hear Symphony. We have Dinah Ross, Mary Wells, and I can't remember the third Supreme.
Uh-oh, you're going to lose your music card.
I think I'm already lost.
And this is George Wine's Newport All-Stars.
Combination of jazz, a compilation of jazz, different artists. We were listening to it earlier. It sounded really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Still I Span. I believe that's rock. Freddie and the Dreamers. George Carlin.
My guy.
He's a comedy. George Carlin, I like his later comedy as he got older.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I haven't heard this. So.
Joan Baez.
She did a lot of protest.
Protest singer.
Folk
singer.
And we have Herbie Mann.
With no clothes on, no shirt.
For whatever reason, he lost his shirt.
Okay.
But he has the flute that he usually plays.
All right, Herbie.
Carmina Burana. Carl Orloff.
Moroccan folk music. Ty was listening to this the other day, and one of the staff said, "Is he really listening to that?" Yes, because once you get going on this, once you get in the middle of the first song, it's hard to take it off because it gets into your system, it gets into your soul.
Well, anyone that enjoys world music will more than likely enjoy this album. We have another soundtrack.
That is Barbra Streisand and Yves Montand on a clear day.
Have you ever saw the movie?
I saw the movie and I loved it.
We have Messiah.
This is George Frederick Handel, and I love the Messiah. When I was a child, I'll just give you a little bit of trivia. When I was a child, I had a music teacher, as we all had teachers, that made an impression on us, and kind of, this is what this estate sale is all about. This professor, Professor Erickson, had a great impact on his students here in Chicago. And if you go to the website, estatesalegoddess.com, and click on Beyond the Lecture Hall, I've written some things on there and, discussed some of the children, well, they're adults now, but when they were children, they gave all of these different quotes about how he pushed them along, how he believed in them, how they felt seen and understood. And this is the same thing that I had a teacher that did the same thing to me. She would call me George Frederick Handel. And I had another girlfriend that she would call Beethoven, and another girlfriend she would call Bach. And that stuck with us. It stuck with me, and it helps. It helps children and people see their path and their creativity in life. And classical music has a tendency to do that. It gets into your soul and your spirit, and you can listen to every instrument. And if you hold on to one particular instrument, whether it's the drums, whether it's the violin, whether it's the bass, whether it's the cello, and you follow that all the way through the song, you can have a deeper and better understanding.
We have
Carl Bach.
Carl Philipp Emanuel Bach.
Very good.
Okay. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Weber songs. Purcell songs and airs.
A wonderful collection of classical.
Midnight in Moscow.
That just sounds, doesn't that sound, ooh, that sounds delicious. Midnight in Moscow, I can see it now. I see a dark night with a beautiful full moon, and I can hear dogs and wolves howling in the mist, in the garden, in the forest, and then you see the light shining in the door. Or am I thinking about Rocky Horror? Okay.
Well, unfortunately, my thoughts of Moscow are only from, I've never traveled to Moscow. So it's only from what I've seen on television. And every movie that is Moscow is snowing. So
there you go.
Every time I think of Moscow, it's snowing.
Oh, is that like Dr. Zhivago?
Probably.
Okay, very good, very
Although
good.
I don't think I've seen that movie.
Oh, I love that
entirely.
film. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Dr. Zhivago. It was fabulous. The Ballet Russe. Spanish songs and dancing.
In Motion.
What's that? Wait, that's Jose Greco. Okay, Jose Greco and his dance company. He was very popular. He was running things at one point.
Dietrich Fischer.
Another Camina Burana.
I think there's several different iterations of this album with several different companies singing and making this album.
That's on the Decca label, and that's interesting. The interesting thing about this estate too, Professor Erickson, he was he was a music teacher, he was an art teacher, he was a designer, he was part of Bauhaus. He created toys. In this estate, this is interesting too because there's a whole room of toys. He did all the prototypes for all these toys. Art. He graduated from the School of the Art Institute in Chicago. He taught at the he taught at the Laboratory School of the University of Chicago. Again, the quotes that are on the website from some of the students. They're so moving, it'll move you to tears. It made me weep. Some people, you know, really depended on him to help them. Because he taught so many things, he taught art and he taught music. And he was teaching, now check this out, he was teaching music when he was still a student. That's just how advanced he was. And that's saying something. Here he is in college, and he's teaching music, and he had a big roster. I was able to look at the roster. And I'm also, if you look through the catalog, and it's an extensive catalog, if you get a chance to, you know, make yourself some hot tea, grab yourself a glass of wine, whatever, some cookies and some milk, whatever your thing is, and actually look through the photos. This is one of the most, I venture to say that has to be in the top 5 of estates that we've ever done. But this music collection is extremely interesting, very well-rounded. You know, he was friends here with Langston Hughes and Dr. Margaret Burroughs. They were all in this house. They were putting together lecture plans and having wine and laughing and creating music and art. It's just, you know, the Chicago circle is very small. We are a big city, no doubt, but we are also, I liken us to a small town. Please visit the website and check out some of the photos in the catalog. Unbelievable.
I think if we really show everything that was in this estate, the video would probably be 3 or 4 hours.
It would be hours,
Right.
easy.
Well, I'm looking at a camera collection now, books and other items. So I think if we showed the entire estate, we would probably be here for a couple hours. So you'll do yourself a favor by coming in and checking out the estate on
June 21st and 22nd, and the address will be released 24 hours before the sale, and it will be released on estateSaleGoddess.com. It will be released on Estate Sale Goddess, Instagram, Facebook, and some rogue websites, as well as YouTube, but across all social media platforms. But you really will get the true gist of everything if you visit estateSaleGoddess.com.
Okay, let's move on. I believe we said Carmen.
And we could have a drinking game as many times as I said estateSaleGoddess.com.
Beethoven songs. Johann Christian Bach. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. The Play of Daniel. Again, we have Mozart, Symphony number 40 and Symphony number 31.
And you know, I know people are watching from the lyric opera and the civic opera, and some people that have reached out and said that they are performing on those evenings and they're not going to be able to attend the estate sale. I would say, please, if you have a friend or a neighbor or someone that has a good ear and a good eye, send them or give me a jingle. All of our information is on the website, and we'll see what we can do. This is a very important collection. Not only is it important because of the classical aspect, but the historic aspect of Professor Erickson putting this together, and it took years. You know, it takes years to put these collections together. My husband, Ty McDaniel, he has a stellar collection, and as a result, I have my own stellar collection as well. But it takes time. You just don't go to a record shop and just buy all your records all at one time. It takes time, and it takes feeling, and it takes emotion. Some days you might feel this way, and another day you might feel up. Another day you might feel melancholy. You might want to hear some strings or some drums or some deep bass or some hip hop, some house, some R&B, some ska. It's so many different genres of music. Me, I'm Aretha Franklin. If I had to go to a desert island and I needed music, I would just take my entire collection of Aretha Franklin. What would you take, Ty?
I never was able to answer that question. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, come on, don't be like that. You know, you have a favorite. I mean, you don't have to say a favorite, but in your top 50 favorite, what is one? Also, okay, let me tell you
I would
this.
say the Roots.
You take the Roots?
I would take the Roots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the Roots. Dig it.
Yeah.
I would take Aretha. And I'd also take Common, his last album, his last double album, which I feel that he was with Pete Rock, which I feel that he was robbed. I mean, you know, SZA, I get it. Doechii, I get it, and all of them, but I feel that he was robbed. I feel like he was robbed. He should have won a Grammy for that. Anyway, I digress. Let's move forward. And this is Scarlatti.
Scarlatti.
Scarlatti, like gelati.
We have Pierre Fournier, Herman Prey,
Don Quixote, Richard Strauss, I'm sorry. And that's interesting because we have, could you put that up one more time, Ty? Also, I don't know if we mentioned this, but and Professor Erickson's collection here, he not only has an extensive collection of albums, and Ty says close to 5,000, he also has an extensive collection of books. And I wish that I had the book that went with this. It's a hardback book of Don Quixote. It's very early and it's very important. He has a very important book collection as well.
Okay. And the last album?
It is the complete string quartet of Ludwig van Beethoven. Ladies and gentlemen, did you have anything else that you wanted to show us, Ty?
I can show you some of the 45s.
Yes, please. We're going to look at some 45s, and that's Ty in the camera just now. I would be in the camera as well, but I am not camera ready. We have been working in this estate, and we're trying to get it ready to open the doors. And we will open the doors on June 21st and 22nd at 9 a.m. And I look forward to seeing everyone's beautiful faces. This is summer. We're Estate Sale Goddess, and we do the estates of the well-heeled, the celebrity, the important Chicagoans. We all have a story, and our job is to make sure that their story is told.
I just grabbed these right off that stack of 45. So, California Nights, Leslie Gore.
Okay.
Twist, Little Lisa. They were doing Little back then.
Oh, okay. Little or Lil?
Lil.
Like Lil Baby and...
Right. Tell Him, the Miller Sisters.
Oh, that's a jam. I know that one.
Okay, and Holiday, Hootenanny, Paul and Paula.
Okay.
Tchaikovsky.
Okay. No, wait a minute now. I think the T is silent. Okay, but don't quote me on that. No. I think it's Tchaikovsky.
I think you might be right. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. That's what a wife is for.
The Swing.
By
Johnny Carroll.
Okay.
She's Changed. Mark Dining. I Can't Wait. No Shoes.
That's on an Atlanta label. Atlantic.
No, it's New Shoes. New, N-U, Shoes, S-H-O-O-Z.
Dig it.
We have Tremley, Bertie Green. It's Nice to Be With You, The Monkees. This is on the Chicago Chess label. Chuck Berry, Vacation Time, and Beautiful Delilah. Marvin Gaye, I Heard It Through the Grapevine. And on the flip side, You're What's Happening Now. Ruby Red, Kingston Trio. Touch So Deeply, Rex Allen. The Martian Band. Midnighter, The Champs, Crazy Country Hop, Johnny Otis, The Supremes, You Keep Me Hanging On.
Oh, wow. Okay, read. Can you see who the names are on there? Are they married?
No,
No names, huh?
just the group was called The Supremes.
Oh, right. That was before Diana, right?
You Send Me, Aretha Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
And on the flip side is Think.
Yes.
This is a...
And BNGB remade that, Think, I believe.
This is a 45. Want to Hear, Rosemarie Ruiz.
Okay.
Under the Influence, Vanity, I believe from Vanity 6, Prince. And last but not least is Tell Me What You Want. Tell Me What You Want, Daryl Hall and John Oates. And on the flip side, we have Private Eyes watching you.
Yeah.
Your every move.
Yeah. Okay. And that
I'm gonna
just
take this show
about
on the road.
and that just about brings our program to a close. We really appreciate you even listening or even coming over to the channel. We're pretty new at this whole YouTube thing, but we're really digging it. We have several videos up of past estate sales if you like to look at the historic estates and see what some of our customers are saying and doing and how we're running things. It's really fun. Love to see you on the 21st and 22nd of June, 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. This is Beyond the Lecture Hall, hosted by Your Estate Sale Goddess, and I am Lynn McDaniel.
And I'm Ty McDaniel.
And we are Estate Sale Goddess, and we are signing off. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye now.